morning, all my USA brethren. Welcome to another overthrow live stream form review. If you're wondering how to get onto these form reviews, how you can get your video in here, don't do it today because today's the last day of the month. But because Patreon will charge you today and then it will charge you tomorrow, so that would be a waste of money because obviously I'm not gonna review your form. What's up, Tyler? Yeah, so our Patreon, which is in the link in the description, you go to. Lots of reverb right now. Okay, well.
Yeah. They ain't lying. Oh, because I've got... Remove. How do I get rid of... There it is. I had two mics going at once.
How about now? Okay, here we go. Starting again. I was trying to be all professional and crap, you know, start this thing off right, but oh well. Better. There we go. Sweet. So these are our Patreon form reviews. This is our Patreon form review love stream or live stream. So our Patreon is in the link in the description below. Sign up starting tomorrow, the 1st. And then you'll be in one of our 2 live streams that happen during the month. Whenever you send. If you send it before the first one, we do it in the first one. If you send it not before the first one, we do it in the second one. Right? So, but there is another way to get a form review. We will be at the Northeast Disc Golf Expo. Here, look. There. Look right there. We're going to be there, and we left all the links in the description here. This is up near Maple Hill, so we're definitely going to be playing Maple Hill while we're down there. But when you go to this expo, it's like $12 to get inside the expo, and we're going to do form reviews there for free, in-person form reviews for free as a value add to people who show up to that. So check out the links in the description if you're around this area, or if you just want to make a trip out of this bad boy and play Maple Hill, go to the expo, make it all happen. So then you can get in-person form review. It's only going to be a couple minutes, like probably 3 to 5 minutes per person, but that's another way to do this. So yeah, today we've got a cajillion and a half. We've got 23 form reviews to get through. So I'm going to be...
I changed my mind.
Okay. I like this better. All right. Onward. Double D, President. Let me find you. There you are. Also, I just got back from Florida. Did a bunch of travel clinics. That was great. Let me see, Krev. Karev. No, it's not here. Mikey, what was up with Krevs? Did you use the code word? All right, Double D. You know, if there's... Yeah, I'm not worried about his right now. I'm doing someone else's, but I'll go back and I'll check and make sure. Okay. So I'm not sure that this is a result of this, but I've got to bring it up because, man, I saw it so many times when I was down in Florida in person where people are staggered or here, and then they intentionally stagger this step over here so they can have the Joel Freeman window, and it's causing a little bit of harm slash stress in these things. So this over stagger here makes your new line, so your walk-up line, is going where? Yeah. So we start here with this walk-up. You see how those steps are going that way directionally? And now we've got a step this way. And our crossover step is that way. But the hips get back. And then huge stagger out this way again. Right. And then watch where the throw goes. Cross body here. So if you get your walk up more linear, it will save you a lot of heartache. Let me show you. Don't have a disc yet. Here we go. Oh, how did this get in his stash? Huh? I'm taking this back. But all right. So we want to add momentum to our shot. We want to add momentum this way. Right? So any of our steps that start pulling us off of this here, right now my momentum is going this way. We've got two forces that we want. We want forward, miles per hour, and we want RPMs on the disc. Right? Some spin on the disc. So with your walk up, let's see, where's this camera facing? I'm thinking about rearranging real quick. Anyways, with your walk up, you're here, and if my target is you, I don't want this step to pull me over, for example. Right? I need the disc to have a clear path to the target the whole time. This is our 2 lanes video. Right? So once we get here, it should all be this way. And the stagger happens as a natural result of coil. So if you stand here and you do this, and your feet are here, so we go cross step. They're already staggered a little bit during the cross step. And now when you coil your shoulder and your hip back, they're going to create, line up with you guys. Wow, my like socks on this floor are probably not easy to see. But once we coil this back, we naturally have a stagger. There's naturally a window. You can see it. Here is the window. The window. Right? What you don't want to do, and what I think Joel's video is trying to avoid, is going here and then opening up your hips, right? There's no stagger when you swing your hip open. Right? So the stagger, this last step needs to be towards your target, but we turn the hips and shoulder back, which naturally creates a window or a stagger, right? So your goal for your walk-up, you need to keep everything forward. Every step should be forward step. Forward step. I just flare my foot out, but it's still a forward step. This is still a forward step. Now I'm just side on with my hip. Forward step. And then last step, let me scoot back. Last step, this hip comes back, but it's still a forward step. Right? So if you were walking in sand, you should see forward lines, not here's this line, and now this line's like going off to the left a little bit, and now this one's kind of straight, and then this one's turned this way, and it starts crescent mooning, and now like this one goes all the way over here. Right? So every step, take your walk up and get every step forward, because what happens is when you intentionally staggered that last step, boom, boom, and now the step's here, now we've got the disc over here, and in order to not lock your hips out, if you take this step super far forward, there's only so far around your hips can get back to target, right? So then what your body does is it goes and it spins out and stands up and pulls this over this way, instead of being able to have the disc out here, stay in a good body position, a nice tilted plane here, and add momentum into the disc linearly without compromising body position. Does that make sense? So too much stagger locks the hips out. Too little stagger, or where we uncoil here, locks the hips out. This is not a good area for a range of motion for the hips, right? So thus we coil, and now we've got a nice range of motion for the hips. So my recommendation would be iron out your walk up directionally. Every step needs to be towards your target, and then you're just twisting your last step here. Right? Yeah, I can't tell you how many times this trip I saw that big stagger. Does that make sense? Double D. Cool. And I hope it doesn't sound like I'm attacking you. It's just I saw this because Joel's video got so much traction. But right here where it's like, boom, I'm going to create the window. I don't know if that's what you were intentionally doing. We jumped out a window. Look how Simon's walk up is all one direction. Right? This camera angle, don't let it trick you. But his walk up is all this way. Every step adding momentum this way. Here it is. Boom. Forward. Forward. Forward, forward. Oh. Come on, guys. Man, I was doing so good. It took me 4 hours before I started messing this up in the later streams. Look, I totally regressed. Forward. Right. I have drawn a straight line. Simon will spend his energy towards this line. Here, right? Sure. Is there stagger? Absolutely. But is he stepping and adding momentum there? Absolutely. Boom. And look where his disc comes out. Just a little bit off of this line. Just like a little tangent off of this line. Right? Versus here. I'm spending way too much time making this point. But here. Right? Your body has to pull the disc forward like this. And like over-rotate the hips early. To get it back towards the net, basically. Because this walk-up says you should actually be throwing here. Choo. Any questions on that? Because that's come up a lot recently. Hadn't had any coffee yet. Okay, who else said they were here? JC the Short. Here it is. Oh, let me look and find. Let me first look and make sure that Krev's not up there. Or I am shared with you 12:10 a.m. Oh, you're in the nice facility, huh? That's not it. Let's see here. Opening Google Drive. Here we go. Opening. I'm going to do Krev first. So now after doing one, we still have 23. Yeah. What? Where did it go? Try again. Oh, you're West Coast time? It's kind of early. Come on. Show me. Krevkin's thing. Oh, now I've got it twice. So nice I've got it twice. iPad. I feel like I always get on you, Krev. But look at this, 70 seconds of filler. What are you doing, lad? Just edit on your phone. We made it, though. iPad's up on the screen. Okay, let's get going. Putter in hand. Where is Nationals this year, Krev? I just Saw a bunch of people at the New World, a bunch of college guys at the New World Complex. You going all Calvin Heimberg on this nose angle. Yeah, more of a stop with the upper body is needed. So some of the cues here. So when you do this hit here, wow, I can hardly do it on this floor, but it's a good thing. When you pull this left hand in, you need to like stop on this right foot, and you need to think of this a bit more laterally, probably, like more directional this way, so that your shoulders don't come around in your hit. Like you've got a decent stop on your foot, but the shoulders continue going forward. So when you stop on this foot, you need to stop the upper body as well. So it needs to go and stop. And now open the arm and extend from below the elbow out of the pocket. I should have brought this with me. I just lost like my overthrow insanity, and it was just like during clinics. Don't know where it went. But this stop here, this like where this left foot kind of slides in, it stops. You can kind of like imagine Paige, like, yeah, I break the door down, right? This is like that feeling that they're talking about. Most of us just, I just think it's more like in your mind, it's like you ram the door or like a wall, and then you just go and level out your hand against it. I don't really have a good wall in here to do it, but I'll do it back here. So it's more like here and then open. Like you never actually get through the door. It's just this full stop. There. And that will, like the shoulders moving forward or thinking about them moving linearly. And then the hand coming out with a full stop in the chest here. Yep. Never be the same. Yeah, left side just keeps going forward. Here. You're doing a pretty good job of keeping your head behind that lead foot, of like stopping with the leg. Again, I kind of already mentioned that, but don't let these shoulders swing open from here. Think more like forward move. So, in that sense, like his left arm's already anchored. When he stops this foot, the left arm very shortly after is done going forward. Gosh, this guy's going to be throwing some MVP this year. Excited for it. Mike Morales. I've just got to get with Mikey, and we got to set the beginning of the month, we set our schedules. So I'm probably free on Thursday, or I probably could make myself available on Thursday, but I'm just not 100% sure until I get up with Mikey. That's who it was, JC the Short. Gotcha. Hey. Little three-step action here. What is this flying off of the glove? It's like a little... I don't know. So this right here... already concerns me a little bit. Just because I'm worried if we're going to be like outside of our... like unbalanced the whole time. Like, are we going to do this right here? See where, like, there's no way you could be like balanced in this position. See that body's all over here. Why does it keep going to the first part of that? Just because that's the last view I used for my lesson. Can't see the video now. Oh, man, I am just really struggling with that today. I'm so sorry. Okay. Here we are. So a huge part of being able to throw is staying balanced throughout the throw. And you see how up to this point, it's like the head is leading the throw, or like this upper body is like pulling everything forward. It's kind of like, whoa, 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 stumbling. And then here, despite everything, decent stop. But the off balance makes you throw your upper body around a little too much. Boom. So watch Simon here. Everything's super balanced. And he throws from this position here. There. It's like because you were leaning forward before and pulling forward before, now you have to like wrench your body back to keep you from going over this front leg. Athletic, though. Yeah, biggest thing for sure is balance. So, of course, you would imagine from here that I would say slower is good. You can go as fast as you want to go as long as you're balanced. Right? I used to tell the kids in tennis, I used to say, you can hit the ball as hard as you want as long as it goes in the court. Right? So, which meant usually them not hitting as hard as they wanted. But we need to make sure every step of the way we are balanced through this. It lets us keep our rotation tight. When we have to like throw our body forward and backwards here, it's like now we're out of control and we're sprawled out too much instead of being here. Have total control of our setup and our rotation is tighter when we get to this position. See here, now my body's playing in between the legs here, nice and balanced. So when I get to this point, I don't have to worry about going like this and turning this around like that and having the upper body impede my swing. I'm here. So you can still be behind this leg. You can still be over the shot, throw with good swing plane integrity instead of here and then back where everything wants to come out on an anhyzer, like a pretty severe anhyzer. You have no angle control. It's also slower. So every step, prove your balance. You should be able to stop at the slower speeds on everything. Obviously, if you're, Paul Macbeth can't just stop during his little thing, like if he's just up tempoing. But at slower speeds, you should be able to prove your balance. And then when we get to higher speeds, we have what's called dynamic balance. Seabass, are you proud of me? Here. And now we're throwing from inside the legs. You do a good job of not going past this front leg, but at the expense of having to stay back like this. So that's what I would work on. It's just the footwork being controlled, balanced. I mean, think about people like Ezra and Brody that aren't like adding a bunch to their walk up and they mash right now. It's because they can keep their rotation tight and you can accelerate way faster inside of this space than you can do this. Right? You didn't miss yours. Mm-hmm. Yeah, dude, once you get all that under control, you'll probably be able to rip. You've got good acceleration and like you understand how to move a disc. Pachow. Thing number one, loose wrist. The disc needs to be able to curl inwards into the pocket. So thing one, loose wrist. Like if I zapped you with perfect form, but I fused your wrist, never throwing far. Not happening. That's how important that lever is. Like, you wouldn't break 300. Okay, where to start here? That's me trying to have a loose wrist. Isn't that all of us? I was being loose. Yeah, it's just like a continual journey for looser, faster, looser, faster. Yo, you guys need to chill. Mikey, your family's messages are coming through. Options. How do I get rid of this? Loose wristing. Loose wristing is like this. Right, so out of the pocket is just this. These guys get their arm moving quick out of the pocket. Be careful though, because if you're not used to moving it quick, like you're not warmed up or something, you might pull something you didn't know you had. But yeah, loose like this. It's a great little practice. Okay, back to this. There are two things. I'm wondering where to start here. Yeah, so I would actually work on like a little there's a sea bass drill that I've actually really, really, really love. Accuracy is going to be tough with a wrist that loose. It is not. Nope. It won't be. Because you'll learn to hit in the same place every time. It's actually worse if your wrist is tight. Let's see. Okay, so here's the deal. Yeah, you have to kind of get rid of the idea that of control. Right? People don't have good, won't have a good form because of the idea of controlling something. Like, for example, people would think that out of the pocket, if you had the disc like this, where the bottom was showing you, or the stamp showing a little to me, and I rolled it into a nose down release point, like that's another variable, therefore it's harder to control, and I'll never be consistent with it, therefore I should not do it. Right? And then you rob yourself of all the benefits, but we see pros doing this like all the time. Right? So then you miss the benefit of it because we think, we want to control all the variables. It's actually better to lose control in a lot of ways and let your body do what it naturally wants to do. Loose, fast, all those things. So you will learn to get a consistent hit point, right? Because the feel and the muscle memory will bring that control that you could not possibly think of how all of this moves and controls. So we've got to think about, obviously, pros have a lot of control and they're loose. Therefore, we can be loose and get control as well, is the right way to think about it. Oh, pros are doing this. Are they consistent? Yes. So there must be a way to be consistent with this. This must be, you know, the best way, or at least a really, really good way. So it's important to go through that mindset when we look at form changes. Like tilted plane, oh, all I throw is hyzers, must be wrong, right? Because I can't control the angle. Or you can look and say, oh, pros throw from this tilted plane almost every time, and they have a variety of angles. There must be a way for me to do that too. Right? Super important to look at it that way instead of looking at the insufficiency of like your current system. It's like, no, I've just got to learn the right things. And then I can do it. If I learn what they learn, I can do some of what they do at least. Maybe you won't throw it 710 feet like Albert the Bazooka Tom, but that's a great video, by the way. Chris Taylor did an awesome job on that distance comp. Yeah, so cool to see. So what were we looking at? Oh yeah, this sea bass kind of drill that I like, have adopted and use all the time for my students. But you've got two problems. You've got the problem of these hips opening up, which comes from a little bit of being backwards early, and then just not coiling them back, right? And then you've got this full, like, blow through the front leg here, right? So there's a drill that sea bass has that I think kind of pulls these two things together, where it's like this. You go back and forth, and it's kind of like these. It's kind of like a speed skater is what it looks like in my mind. But it's this linear move with the hips. We're going back and forth, sideways, and you can feel that we're actually pressing off the front foot. So his drill looks like this. He goes forward step, and then backward step, and then throw, right? And it gets that stop on the front foot that you need to do so much more of the throw. So we go here, forward, and you can just swing like this, and now we've got this linear swing, and when we swing back, our shoulders and our hips coil a little bit, right? And now, just like one random time, you can throw. And I personally like it with a throw, and then for you to come back so that we're showing that not just a stop here in the beginning, but we're actually pushing back off of this front leg so we don't go over it, right? So this is the drill I would recommend for you. Is side to side, swinging nice and easy. Throw, and then you're back. You want to be loose on approach shots as well. On approach shots, we just don't use all these levers. It's a lot more wrist on approach shots. A lot of speed of the hand on approach shots. If I wanted to bump up to lessons for a month or two, what would be the easiest way? Because I'd probably drop back down to the YouTube level of Patreon. You can go up and down. So you just subscribe to the higher tier, and then before the month ended, and before they charged you at the next month, if you want to come back down to the $15 tier, you would just like on the 30th or whatever, drop back down to the other tier, right? Or after you did your lesson, you would just drop back down and be good to go. And then they'll only charge you the $15 for the next month. You're good. The wrist is super important. Like, it's good to get hung up on the wrist because you need that lever. We used to say in tennis, or like my old tennis boss used to say, like, oh yeah, this is like 80% of the serve. Who's next? Who's on here? I did the yearly pay when I first joined. You did the yearly pay for the $15 tier? I'm not entirely sure how that would work. I haven't run into that yet. Okay, if nobody else is here, I will start going through. Oh yeah, Lori's here. Lowry. Hey, where are you at? Wait, your thing is cyanide, right? Let me see. Once I see the beard, I'll know. There we are. Gotcha. Clean hop. Woo. Nice glide. Dude, it's almost time for you to stop getting form reviews and just get out there and get it. So this is tough for a couple reasons. This is tough because there's snow on the ground. The T-pad is here. Boom. But basically what you need now is like, oh, you're forehand. But basically what we need now is more stops or like better stops. Which is just tough and takes time. But we need like a better stop on this front foot. So that by the time we hit here, boop, 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 the foot's like, the head's further behind the foot. Boom. Pretty close. And the shoulders need to stop earlier. See how the shoulders are a bit more forward than Simon's? So his shoulders facing like here. His shoulders are facing like here. And he gets his extension more to the left side of his body. You tend to air bounce your shots. What? Just a little bit, huh? That's just nose angle. Instead of going like this, just go boop, more like that. But also, when you bring it in front of your body like this, it's going to tend to be more nose up if it comes too far in front of you. So, I could be nose down. If my hit's here, boom, I could be nose down here. But if I let my shoulders continue forward, it starts squeaking up. Right, to now where it's nose up. So, nose down here. Let me just do a demonstration. Yeah, it's the same thing. But, nose down here, but if I let my body continue going forward, now it's flat, which is nose up. So, having a harder stop with these shoulders is going to help with that. But also you can just like turn your hand down more. Some people smash that wrist down more. And you can still get it nose down in front of you, but it's much easier if it's out here. So the stop that we're talking about, we need a harder stop on this foot and a harder stop here with the chest. Right? So that when your hand comes in like this, you need to turn this hand back as well. So it kind of helps this shoulder go backwards. So the hand, you don't want to just like and bring forward like this. It needs to go here, turn back. So we can stop these shoulders earlier. This left arm, we hit here, stops the shoulders, hand goes out, and the hand accelerates very, very quickly here. Yeah. So harder stop, hand accelerates more out of the pocket here to get to this position versus letting it continue forward and being here. So more and more stoppage. I mean, you've got the extension from the chest, right? It's not like you don't have the pieces. It's just, it happens late, right? It's here. But the body position itself, 12 o'clock, 10 o'clock hand. Sorry, 12 o'clock, 10 o'clock hand. It's there. It's just late. So, more stopping, better stopping. And that's something you just have to shoot for. It takes time. It's tough to get a nice clean stop. But man, if you go watch the live, the distance comp that Chris Taylor did, he shot all those he shot all the slow-mo. Stuff for that, and it was just great. So, but you'll see them like full stop. Is back leg fine? Yeah, so the back leg's a counterweight, right? Because you're stopping, and so your arm's swinging out this way. Woo. And this leg's coming this way first before it comes around. It's perfect. Woo. I mean, not perfect perhaps, but it's correct. And the more you stop, the more you have that stop, and the more you have this like linear drive, the more this back foot wants to come this way. So it looks good. It feels like a lot of tension there in your back leg. I mean, you're doing the right things, so I can't, I don't know about tension and like where it's at. Just showing stream what happened to the sofa. They got rid of it. They've got chairs. Yeah. They just didn't like it. Okay, who else is here? My hand it's just the wrong way. My brain can't. Oh yeah, somebody said that they were already here. Yes, I gotcha. Cool. The number. Loreno's around, so we're gonna go cool this minute, and then we're gonna go Loreno. This is great. The last couple of streams I just went, I've just posted everything in Discord. First thing, what are you doing? All right. So what did he just see? That's the game. Oh, you guys can't even see. Here we go. I'm doing that so much today. The plane of your pull through. JC Ags. Are you the one that I told to work on the walk up and balance? Because the plane of your pull through is a result of that. If so, you like literally can't stay on plane right now when you throw your body over. But yeah, here's the question: what is he seeing? Because he's definitely like, nah. Okay, I got work to do. Ooh, stand still. Nice coil. This is a quality practice swing right here. Don't lift the head up like that, though. That's a bad practice habit. Yeah, so this is really a not good previous throw. The truth. But the non-true answers would have been funnier. So this is really good to see because when we work on form things and we have habits, it's really important that you change this practice habit right here. Where your head's like coming up and now you're standing up. You see that? You've got nice or like decent bend here. Maybe perhaps you could use a little more waist bend towards us. But then it's all gone and you're like standing upright. Right? Which would cause you to pull your shot right and would cause you like change your plane and rotate more slowly. So we've got to change this practice habit when we get into it. Because even if you fix the correct motion in your throw, you're still getting negative reps with the bad practice habit. Right? And I don't even know what he's doing yet, but like practice swings need to be good swings too. Okay, let's see. Good coil. Kind of pulling with the head here and standing up with the body. Do you see that? Bend here. Boom. Standing up and pulling forward with the head. And now we're upright. Yep. And you see this, like how the arms are kind of flailing to catch the body and to keep him from falling back this way. So here's what we need. So I want you to work on staying over the shot the whole time. So we're bent here like this. We've got our coil, good to go. Coil, good to go. Nice turn. And when you practice, into the pocket here, stay over the disc, and then the hand goes out like this, out away from the body. So it's, and then the follow through can happen, but notice I'm still over the shot. I'm not standing up into the shot. It's here, over. And so like my right shoulder is finishing up above my left. Yep. And when you practice, I'd like to see this good extension here as its own step and then follow through. And then eventually I'm showing you like what I would do, but inside of this, there are two steps here. Out, extend, and then follow through, not follow through. So hit, and there, stay over the shot. Yeah, and then notice on your actual throw, so you're practicing here, like this, and then on your actual throw you went, and you like super extended to try to get extra. Just keep it easy like that. So that's how I'd practice. Stay over it. You're in a good like building place right now. Yeah, stay short like this. Set your heads at the top of my screen, or like below the top of my screen, and boom, top of my screen. Stay over it. Stay over the shot. And you know, going back to this amazing resource of the slow-mo, that of the distance comp, right in the beginning, there's Henna, who's got better form than probably 90-something% of guys out there. Like, it's incredible. And you can really, really see in that slow-mo her staying like over it. And just like how bent she is the whole time. It's incredible. Watch her do it. And just get that picture in your head. Just get Henna in your head. It's like, this is how bent over I need to be. And they all do it. They're all super bent. But for some reason, it's easier to see with her. Absolutely. Dude, you look like you should be some kind of like action star in. I used to watch so many like kung fu movies, something like that. You look like you could just put the smackdown on somebody. Just the it's like, oh, who's this jump? Like, you know, your typical cliche scene. They're like all causing a riot in the bar, and you're just like trying to be chill. Just like, I just want to have a chill time here. And they do something stupid, and then it's you that puts the smackdown on them. Cool. So the double X step here to learn and keep things linear so your hips don't come back. Great success. So now you can get rid of you are actually a pacifist, because that just makes the storyline even better, right? You were trained as a young child, you know, you've got all the skill sets, but now you're a pacifist. And it's like, it's like, I really don't want to fight. I really don't. But then, like, you just keep getting in these situations where for some reason you have to fight for the good of someone else. What a storyline. So you can stop doing the double X step here. And I'd like to see it a little. I'd like to see it a little more fluid now. Oh, in the movie. He's fighting for a disc golf course. Okay, so a little more smooth. I'd like to see curl in the wrist here, loose wrist. Can you see how your hand's still in front of the disc here in the pocket? He's losing no distance from the low-rise pants. He's gaining distance. What are you talking about? Plus, they're probably super stretchy. He's probably... Is your elbow too low? Yeah, your elbow's low. Sure. I'd like to see you just spend some time being loose and just getting this upper body good. Now that you've obviously put in work to make sure that your hips don't go too far back during your X step, let's get this sucker coiling. So I'd like to see the wrist loose. I personally really try to stay away from people having their wrist out here. I know that there are just a few people that do it, and it really is a few. It's not a lot of people that have their wrist flared out here on the extension. But like you can, some people can go here and then it like flares out and pops back in. Most cases what I see with amateurs is that it never pops back in. It just stays out because they're like tight. And then when you're here and you've got to move the disc forward, yeah, your elbows drops. But if you're here, so I would start like this with you. I'd put disc, center chest, hand around kind of the back side of the disc. You can see a little sliver of green here, but it's mostly here. I don't want your hand like this in the pocket. Notice when I put my hand like this in the pocket, my elbow's low. Right, so this is all kind of a similar issue here. So just start here and then work out. And to answer Gonzo's question, this extension is an active extension out of the chest. So here and then extend where the chest is just here, but you're working from this curled position here and you're whipping the back of the disc out. Boom, 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 like that, right? So here, and then you can work backwards. So from here, have the disc curled already, and then find this position again. And you can always find this position, disc on the center of the chest, put your hand around the back, your elbows away, and then in, like that. And then out, and just practicing that. And being looser and looser. So this motion here. Now I will say that we don't want our wrist like flared out here either. It doesn't break that way, it's just goes out to neutral. Boom. Right, so that's what I would practice here and just learn these positions. This will take a while, probably. But we don't want the hand here because now we're going to not get spin. We're going to drop the elbow. We're going to pull the disc. There. And if I ever direct a movie, I might call you up to be my protagonist. Cheers, brother. Okay. Give me a shout if you're here. If not, I'm moving into just randomly going down the list. Not randomly, I'll go in order. Your submission was not done if you didn't tell me that you were here earlier. But what is your Discord name? Well, I don't have your submission. Let me look. Letting me see. Oh, you guys want to see something really interesting? Paul and I are having this knockdown drag out of a game. Look at that position. It's absolute insanity. So much going on. Don't give me any moves for you chess players that are in here. But yeah. Oh, maybe I shouldn't have showed her. Oh well. Oops. Okay, let me find this. Make sure you guys aren't seeing our email. All right. Who am I looking for? Why did it autocorrect that? Infinity's a stream pouring down my head, dripping down my spine. I do not see your video in here. Fusca. Greg, if you have a video ready and you sign up now and you send it, I will get it in this live stream. I just have to be done by 4 today because then I've got lessons. Justin, I'm in and I have a chance. Pull this up. So send me another one and send it just to the previous email that you would have sent it to, not to the new one, so that I can pull it here. Justin. What is your Discord name, Justin? What is happening? He's going nuts in the Discord. Justin. Choo. Okay. Greg's on his way. Jay Curry. Nope, it's not here. Why is it not here? No results there. I need to be able to pull up. Let me see. No. Okay. Yeah, I don't see it, dude. We're going to have a million of these form reviews. By the time we get... I have not reviewed your submission yet. So Justin Curry, resend it with proper instructions, but send it to overthrowdg@gmail.com. No, it's not all good, Sam. You sent a vertical video. Mikey's gonna throw a fit. No, he won't. Ooh, uphill. See what we got. Okay, so this is a bit far back with the hips here. Let's see if it... Are these both the exact same throw? You got synced up? Whoa. It's pretty cool. Ah, it's pretty cool, dude. No, it's good. I can see what I need to see here. Let's just see if this, like, backwards hips... No, you stayed coiled. Yeah, your hit should be coming out. Based on where your feet are at, your hit should be... Your disc should be... Your arm should be extended. Yeah. Words. Right? Your arm should be extended here. Right? Not pulled in front of your body here. Right, if we look at where this is going here, the arm should be extending here. Watch out. But you stand up at the waist and you pull it all the way across. So you were a little bit bent here at the waist, and then whoop, standing up, the eyes forward, the chest forward. Oh, what? Oh, I didn't use the small slider. I used the big slider. Lefty's always so weird to look at, because I like always see Simon as a righty. The lefty flip. So one, he's still like bent over at the waist here. Whereas you're very upright. I want to show it from the, let me get Simon from the back angle. So similar walk-up angles, which makes this nice to see. Choo. And you see the disc where it's out of your hand. There you go. Right, but look at where Simon's like throwing the disc. So you both have similar angles here. But his disc goes here. And you stand up and pull your disc across this way. See that? And since you're throwing that way, like your hips have been pulled all the way around to where your foot had to come all the way around here. Boom. But you see how his finish momentum is, his foot like flares out to the right of this because that's where he was throwing. Your foot had a similar angle. Like your foot had to continue coming around because you had to swing, like force swing your right foot around to catch your balance for the line that you were throwing. So a lot of this is about the hit. Whoa, hello? Whoa. Okay, Josh is a cameraman now. Well, I guess you guys can still hear me, but I need to find a battery for this camera. So I guess it's not charging. Should I call the guy who owns the camera? Call Michael O'Brien.
Calling Michael O'Brien. Mobile.
What's happened?
The camera has died.
Oh, I got you. Easy. I'm here.
Oh, perfect.
I literally am home. I'm gonna come in a second. Bye.
Well, we are here. But you guys can see this.
Just hold on. Hold on. I only have 3 extra batteries, so hopefully that'll last us. Only have 3 extra batteries. This one's the dead one. This one's the not dead. Go, 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 go.
All the discs that I left in your vehicle from Atlanta,
Uh-huh.
where did those go?
The discs that were in my car from Atlanta, most of them were given away, and that was the only one left. This one was the only one left.
Oh, because I gave them to
Yeah, the ladies.
Sierra and the ladies.
Yep. Yep. Hey, don't scare me like that. I didn't give them away. You're like, where did all those go?
Yeah.
You gave them away.
Focus on the upper body staying bent and not standing up. Correct. Are the hips in the walk-up / feet generally correct? They are like generally correct in and of themselves, but for the line that you were trying to hit, they were incorrect. So if you need to take this walk up. So Simon's walking up the same way. Here we go. So Simon's like walking up the same way as you are, and he throws this way. You walk up this way. Here, I'll say you're over-staggered on the last step, but you're walking up this way to throw this way, right? Simple fix would be if you angle your walk up for the line that you're throwing on. So you should be walking up this way. Let me do that better. You should be walking up this way. No, I did it correct the first time. Sorry, lefty confusing me. This way to throw this way. And if you keep the same walk up, you're good. Oh, I'm back. Hello. All right. So this is where the walk up informs your form. because it gives you bad upper body form because you walked up as if your body position wants to throw this way. Right. This way, technically. And then you wouldn't have like all these weird, like you wouldn't stand up. You might not stand up after that. So it could be as simple as walking the correct way. And then that fixes, or that allows you to stay over the disc. Because right now, if you stayed over the disc, you would throw here. But it looks like you want to throw the big hyzer. I could be wrong. So yeah. So learn to walk. I would spend a while just working on where you're walking up. And then after that, see what happens to your form. Nope, can't get tired yet. Got too much stuff to do. Have you guys done mine? No. Have not done yours yet. Yo, at some point, could you check your folder and see like these people that I'm adding? And see if they're in your... Oh, he's probably on the phone, I guess. Let me go here. Good, I already reviewed your form, Krev. Okay, so I gotta get this one. Scott. On form. I ripped into you for giving me 70 seconds worth of filler at the front of the video. Okay, so I've got his. I need Justin's. Oh, I didn't even check these for proper format. Hello? Thank you. I have not done Luke. I don't know why people aren't able to rewind the video today. So these ones that didn't make it, either we just missed it, which is a possibility, or you didn't send it with proper instructions, which is also a very real possibility. Yeah, either of those two things. So, what is happening here? Okay. So this should be Fusca. And our our instructions have been updated, patrons. And I pinged you guys in the Discord, but you need to look again at the instructions for sending this. They're whole new instructions. Well, not all new, but whoops. Yeah. Forehand. What is this? Silver lat rive. Pew. Mm-hmm. So during this final right step, say you're putting your foot down straight, and then you're like twisting. Boop. So we need a few things here on the forehand. So when you come into this right step, you're bringing this offhand. Oops. You're bringing this offhand across. Right, so you can go here and you can shuffle step. But either way, this left hand needs to come across as you get here so we can coil these shoulders away so this is not just like arm. That's thing number one. So practice if you're stepping up here straight with the left and then you're going into the right and you're going to do like a crossover deal, that's fine. Or if you're going to go here and shuffle step, this needs to turn here and this foot needs to flare to the right away so that we can get this coil happening all together, or this unit turn happening all together. Right, so that's thing one. Thing two is we've got to have the correct arm motion. You've got a scoop coming in here, which is pulling it nose up. The correct arm motion is here. Right, so every type of forehand is based off of this motion here. Anheuser forehand, that motion. Flat forehand, which doesn't really happen that often, here. Heiser, here. It's not any kind of scoop here. So if you get here and we drop this elbow in, there. Okay? Brings me to the third thing, which is when we load here, you need to be able to get the disc from back here to here with these hips moving, not just arm. Here, and then we go like that. So those are the things. Here, unit turn, hips, slap. There. All right, Jay Curry. Greg, did you send it to the new email? I need you to send it to, since I'm on my iPad here, I need you to send it to overthrowdg at gmail.com. Overthrowdg at gmail.com. Send it to the old form review email address so I can pull it up on my iPad because I don't have that other account. Mikey's got that other account. I got school soon, so if I can be the next few, cheers. You are after this, and then it will be Greg. What's up, Zach? Pagic with the magic. Mm-hmm. You need to practice the stop in the pocket or the acceleration of the hand. Same thing. I was going to say they go hand in hand. Whoa. So, the footwork and the setup looks good. But when we're here, stop the chest, accelerate the hand out, away, here. Don't let everything continue to go forward, right? Because then it's all, your disc is just going as fast as the body. There's no real acceleration past that. We need this to stop so the hand can speed up. So nice and passive and can be smooth here. And then accelerate. But practice with this stop here. So it should look here, in, stop. Sometimes I use my hand to feel the stop of the chest. There. So, and that helps us stay over the hit here. And then we can go up later. So practice good curl in the pocket as well. But it's this move right here that you need. Pew, pew, pew. Yeah, it doesn't get curled enough in the pocket. You need this. Huge in the disc golf throw. Luke, is this the second time you sent me a vertical video? Okay. So the basket's there. This is very, very open with the hips. You see how this foot is flared forward? Now your hips are going to go this way. Yeah. So this means from here, when you start moving the disc, your hips are forward, which means you won't be using them. Right? You'll just be using your arm here to get it from here. Here. You cannot use your hips to move it forward because they're already forward. Does that make sense? So watch the hips. They stay in place, and then you arm it forward. We have to get this loaded position. We've got to get side on here. So the hips can go from here to here before the arm moves. If the hips are already, if the foot's just barely here and you step out this way, so side view would look like this. Flared just a tiny bit, and then we're open. And now from here, like if I try to use my hips, sure, I can get there. But this is all gassing with the arm. It needs to be, this foot needs to be side on, flared out to the right. And now we can use the hips here. And then a little bit of the hand. So that's all that. Second to last step, right here, shoulders turned away. We're side onto the target. And then go. Side arm, save an arm. It's active with the arm. Justin, you need to stop here and active with the arm. Send it out. Get it away from the chest. If you're too passive, you'll just go like this. And you'll be tucked the whole time, right? We need to pop that thing out. But yes, Luke, it's side on. Get your prep set up. Foot this way. Disc out over here. Arm across. Hello. Hello. Gee. All right, but we know why we're here. Side on, foot, arm across. Hip going forward. Woo. Big win for Andrew. Good for him. Okay. There we go. That's not it. That's my calendar. Here we are. Here's Greg. I almost got down to 3 rows. Okay. Here we go. All right. Greg. Okay. Yeah, I don't know why it's not letting you guys rewind the stream. I really wish you could, but I don't know what's happening. So this has your hips too far back here. So you start to sidestep here. And you kind of start to coil with your hip. And then you have to open up to pull back like towards your line. Right? If you had sidestep from here, this foot would have been this way, which would have been obviously too far back. So instead you open it up. And you have to like pull with your body. Why? Yeah. All right, so we need to make sure that this X step is just another side step. So we've got here, right? You can almost just go, if you want to set this thing up properly, you can go foot together, act like this is your X step, and now learn to coil, right? And get the feeling of that. Because you don't want your foot opening up on this final part here, right? So it's here, here, everything bent forward, everything this way, bent knees. Right, so just getting that. Boom. Right, and after you get the X step, no, it's not smaller. You need to learn to do it without turning back. Right, because I can get a larger X step here, and I can get lower into my feet, like bent more, and my hips still don't go back. And I'm able to get a coil out of that still, right? So the size of the X step, like a smaller X step, is almost like a band-aid to the problem. You need to learn how to do your cross step just like we're doing a side step here, right? So I can have effectively my cross step look very similar to my side step here. So that's just something you have to grind out. You have to figure out, how do I get through here with this? One way that I do it sometimes is just by having people slide their foot so these feet are sliding forward, right? And then we do the same thing, except this left foot is still sliding forward in a straight line. Let me line up a little better with you guys. All right, so you should be able to drive this, you should be able to have this left foot slide in a straight line the whole time. Slide, slide, straight line, and your hip shouldn't be going back, forward, back, forward. I've added like 5 people.
What the heck?
Yeah. Is it coming through on your end, or?
What do you mean?
Like your email. Are they coming through on the new email correctly, or how's that working?
I don't get like notifications for the
Yeah.
emails.
I can't access that one.
Right. It's just it's the same password.
Okay.
It's form reviews at overcodestuff.com. I wondered if you should have access to it. I will add them.
Well, no, I've already added them. I just like had to manually add, but they had said that they had already sent. So, anyways, it's just a post-op thing. Figured out it's an issue on their end or our end.
Yeah, I got you. I mean, I always add all the ones that are correct, so.
Yeah.
I mean, unless I'm missing something.
Here. Yeah, as long as it's like not going to a spam folder or something.
Right, I'll check.
Slide here. And then that helps you like get more of a, since you're not like twisting open, you can actually, if you like twist open like this, it's hard to stop on that front foot really when you're twisting open, right? But once we get here, we can really stop on that front foot from the sideways position, which is going to help you do all sorts of other amazing things. Yep. Yeah, you can't really stop if you're like opening up. So. All right, finally into 3 rows now. Okay, who else is here? There you are. Mega Mungobo. Let me find you. We got yours. I knew I saw your name earlier. Perfect. Man, all these form reviews with snowy places. I just feel so bad for you. Squish, watch it. Look at this. Man. So, balance is going to be a big thing for you. Watch how your weight's like coming to your heels here, but like you're on your heels, not just like literally, but figuratively, because your weight's like falling back behind you, which means that this step, boom, has to catch your weight. And so now this is further back. Your hips are further back. And if this X step like wasn't long and wasn't behind you, you'd be like really, really off balance. But now we've got this thing where we're falling into the hit. And your toe, you see your toe come up here. Right? So you're throwing from your heels. And you're walking up from your heels. Also, get this sucker loose. Loose wrist needs to come in curled. So 2 things. Yeah, I would look for J. Curry in there. Like, if you can't find J. Curry 3030 or something. That would be one that was...
Yeah, he got sent to spam. He was the one that I found in spam.
Okay.
It said, this message looks dangerous.
Gotcha. So we got...
Just one, though.
Yeah.
That was it. Everything else, I'm going through, and it looks like I got everyone that did it right in.
Mm-hmm.
So you're saying there was more than just him?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. Who was it? Oh, Fuska. Fuska. Okay, so 2 things. We need to get forward. Like, you should be able to pick up your heels here. Bent in the knees, bent in the waist. Right? There are guys who do shots, like Drew, for example, on the earlier parts of his walk up, will just like walk, basically. He'll go walk, walk. And so he's going, obviously, heel, toe, which is good. But once he gets here, it's forward. And it's balanced and leaning forward this way. So you might need to feel like you're really, really over it. And that's going to keep us, if you're back here like this, now your weight's falling backwards during this X, and this foot's going to naturally have to go further to catch your weight, because now our weight's going this way. So there's no reason for your body to be like, oh, I'll have a short X step, because now you're still off balance. Like, you can't stop. But if you're balanced here...
Fuska's in there, I just didn't put him as Fuska. I put Jan Kilma, and it's Jan Klima. I just...
Oh.
Anyways, he's in there.
You're telling me I get to delete one? Yes.
Jan Klima.
Oh, okay. I gotcha.
Yep. So all of them...
It's probably Jan.
Yeah, Jan.
Jan. So, over, and then naturally, now this foot can catch like this. But if you're back, there's absolutely zero reason for your body to want to go short here, because it's not going to be in a balanced position by the time it does that. So it goes, oh, I'm here, boom. Now you can stand like this all day, because it's found like some sort of balance, but it's not like good athletic balance. So over the toes, here, leaning forward, and now this foot can want to catch there. And now we can coil at the right time.
Also, when Justin shared his, he didn't label it correctly. Back in January 26th is when he did it. He didn't label anything. So that's why he didn't get in. Hot Skeeter.
Oh, from January? Well, oh, he didn't tell me anything about not getting in. Oh, unless he wrote it in there. Anyways, I told him make sure they follow instructions.
Right. Again, if they don't make it in, typically it's an instruction thing.
Yeah. Or spam, or...
Yeah.
But yeah. Okay, so forward. Boom, boom, boom. Stay over the shot. It's thing one. Thing two, wrist needs to be super loose so that you can come into the pocket like this. It needs to curl in. So shoot for the curl. People ask me, oh, is it like okay to start curled back here? Absolutely. Curled and loose back here is a good way to learn this. Here, and then out. Does the shoulders tilted up help with the weight balance? I notice I don't do that currently. The shoulders, personally, for me, yes. If I'm going to be balanced here, like it's easier for me to have this shoulder and this hip up. So, but again, the weight forward, you need to get to this position here without the hips going back. Weight forward, allowing these hips to be mobile and for this hip to swing up during this part. It's good to go. Here, loose wrist, not tight here like this. Loose. You need to be able to come in and out of the pocket like this. That's thing two. Oh, there it is. Boom. Got to get through an extra one because I already did it. Saved for like 10 minutes right there.
It's like John Cena. Jan Klima.
That'd be really funny. Like, knockoff version.
Jan Klima.
All right. Who is here? Yeah. Yeah, Central Europe. It's like dinner time. No, not even dinner time. It's like 3 or 4 right now. Yeah. Who's next? Who be here? Yawn. Okay. Looks like it's about time for me to just start cranking through these. cranking through them, like just cranking through them in order. I'm already cranking through. Okay, what do I need to do? I need to go to this channel. I need to find my timestamp. All right. Onward. Whoa, it's dark. Yeah, I don't like that. Let's see. Let's see. But I will say this like down move here, if you know a little bit about us, you know I talk up, up, down, up with the hips up, and this is down here. So my buddy Seabass commented on the Eric Oakley thing. He's like, yeah, some guys when they up tempo they do down, up, down, up. And he thinks it could be more powerful. The issue that I have is if you do it unbalanced. Right? So, if Andrew's saying some guys go up, down, there are guys that do it. But, balance is the big thing. Because here, you go, whoop, and check this out, over top of this front foot. Right? So you need to be able to have a stop. And not stand on top of this front hip. So I'd like to see you work on a really firm stop. And for that, I think you're going to not want to be unbalanced here. Because this says, whoop, no stop, because you're going to have to swing here and be over. Instead, I'd rather you be ready to go and stop. Fully on this foot, stop the shoulders here so the hand can go out this way instead of like still being over it. This looks like a stop, right? Look at the difference here. So this is the wrong way. It looks like a stop, but it's not. This is the stop. It's here. And then there. You see my shoulders aren't just continuing to rotate open willy-nilly, and I don't get on top of this front leg. I stay. Stop here. And then later, the body comes up onto this as part of the follow through. But before all that, I like to see good balance here. Stop. And then throw. Boom. Stop. Throw. Nice solid stop behind this front leg. And now, well into the follow through. Now he's on it, right? Gosh, you guys in Europe. Dark snow. Whoa, what did I do? Okay. All right. Got an eyelash in the way somewhere. Sorry, you guys probably don't want to see that. Hide over here. We're going to be here. We're going to be here. I keep doing it the wrong way. We're going to be over here. Here we go. iPad showing. We're going to be over there, and we're going to be getting free form reviews there. It's a great start. It's a real great start. Ooh. Ooh, pretty. Ah. Really pretty. All the way up to here. Watch this right elbow slide all the way over here. Right? So if we look over here and we think about where the disc is coming from. Like the disc is finishing here, but it has to go whoop to get there. So of course, the pocket collapses here. The footwork leading up to this and the body spacing was great. So this, you need to extend your hand out here. Yeah, this guy's super close, right? So this is all pocket spacing. And look, even gets the like, yeah, you're super close. You're just yanking the disc too far to the right. So this could be part mental, right? If you're trying to get the disc to come over here, then your body's going to do all these things that you're doing if you're trying to get it there. So we need to kind of realign what our body's trying, what our goal is here. So the disc needs to go out away from the body here. You need to get the disc totally away from the body, right? So this is where we start talking about 12 o'clock, 10 o'clock, blah, 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 right? This is 12 o'clock with my hand straight down my shoulder line. This is 10 o'clock with my hand, right? And you notice if you're here, this is a lot of swing path right here. You get all this room to accelerate from here to here, right? From here to here. That's a lot of room. Instead of if we drag that elbow across, and by the time we get here, we've got this as the room. No, we want here and work on the body position here. Bend wrist. And then out. You have got to move your hand away from your chest. And it's got to get there. So in the pocket, so you should go from back here. And so you got your footwork, your beautiful footwork. Boom, boom, boom. Boom. And when you jam this front foot, right? When you stop this front foot, you should come into the pocket. Everything should slide forward into the pocket because now it's got this lateral move forward. It wants to continue going that way. So we go boom, boom, boom. And you should jam here, and then you should practice this staying here. Sorry, microphone. Sorry, guys. Hopefully I didn't destroy your eardrums. And then out, away from the body very quickly. Right, so you into space, and then out with the hand before the follow through. So you've got to accelerate here. Accelerate this sucker out before it comes across here. It's also going to feel like probably when people talk about elbowing down the door or elbowing someone in the face, that's creating the space there, and then we unhinge. Right, and so that keeps it all over there. So if you kept your same walk up, the disc should be thrown into the left side of the net here. If you kept the exact same walk up. So mentally, if you changed it to like, okay, I walk the same way, but my disc, my hand, my arm opens up here, out to the left. That could be a good cue, or you can think about space in the pocket, extend the arm here, and then learn how to walk up later based on that. Yeah, once you get that, you're going to be so happy. Because, man. Yeah, the elbow's just so tight. And then you yank it around. Yeah, your arm's only going to extend as early as your elbow stops, if that makes sense. Right, so if my elbow comes over here, now this is the earliest my arm can extend. So if I keep dragging that elbow around and it just goes the whole time, then I'm going to be late. Right? But if I stop the elbow here, now my arm can extend here and snap out. So yeah, it's like 3 different ways of saying the same thing. All right. Dude, you ready for the season, Babbitt? So happy. Such a happy disc golfer. Woo. Shout out. Hole 18, Rockburn Branch Park. Yeah. Yeah, look, this is really the perfect, like, wow. Great sign. I fully believe that every one of those trees is exactly where they put it. So clean. Such a long tee pad. textured concrete. That's the best kind of pad right there. Textured concrete, in my opinion. It's just great. Where is this? Somebody tell me where this is at. Rockburn Branch Park. Because I need to play it just for that experience. It's in Maryland. So good. Maryland. Stay loose. Stay loose. We can see the tension forming in your hands, forming in your face. What's up, David? Don't tighten up. Stay loose. Yep. I think practice on the fundamental position here of pocket forward. So important. Loose here. Loose wrist. Start with the curl here on the chest. Hand towards the back of the disc. Not here. Loose. Loose. From here, chest is stopped. Hand goes. All right? Just this. Just this little drill right here is super important. And then eventually you can start adding a smooth little take back. Make sure you're in this position. Make sure you're loose. Take back. Loose. Loose and curled. Loose and curled. Loose and curled. And then stop and out. Here, out. It's good. And I'm getting feedback here because I'm looking at the camera. So I said that's good because I'm like, oh yeah, this is good. Like you need this feedback loop here. My hand's correct. It's out away from the body. My chest is still back here. It's not like this. My chest isn't like completely forward. My hand's here and I'm trying to throw out this way. It's boom. Good extension away from the body. Good. Feedback loop good. And then practice the follow through. Loose. Curled in the pocket. Over the disc. Out. Good. Checking. Good. That's the practice right there. And then if you dare, you can add a walk up and try to get back in that same position. But just like, even just throwing with the stop here, easy, soft, so you don't like blow an elbow. I don't want you to go max speed into a stop here. But, like, ooh, stop. Ooh, pa. Ooh, pa. Ooh, pa. Let it go. Right? And then, ooh, pa. And you can follow through. But you have to, if you follow through too much and you have everything carry forward, then you're going to miss out on the hit. You're going to miss out on that extension, which is a long swing, long lever to swing here instead of here. That's so short to accelerate the disc. There's only so much acceleration you can get there versus boom, boom, boom. So much more time to accelerate. So much easier to accelerate. Two rows. As always, let me know what you're doing as you watch this. I'm always curious to know who is watching when, or like what you're doing. And also, let me know if you pulled up another tab beside this with music on it. If you're just like chill, working. This is too slow because he sent it in slow-mo and I slow-moed slow. I'm at work. Yeah, I think that's probably the most common answer. Just trying to absorb. Nice. I appreciate having us lurk in the background. Whoa. I'm working on my master's thesis on superconductors and anti-ferromagnets. You know, I hate to say it, but there's like technically minded people like myself. It's like we think way too much to be able to get good athletic moves. It's like, wait, but doesn't this really do this? Like when Josh said to stop the chest, does it truly stop? And then it's like, oh. Yes, Encanto is the best. Last year, Atlanta trip, all I listened to was I'm the strong one. I'm not nervous. That's my favorite. So we got to work on this X step here. Making sure that doesn't get backwards. You're staying on your toe, but... Oh, excuse me. You have to open up these hips. See that? See how far back you're... So your right hip should stay pointed at the target here during your X step. Right? But now it's pointed this way. Which says that you should be throwing like it should be. Okay, this foot's here, and then this next foot, if you coil, would end up being here. This would be correct, which would mean that you should be throwing at us. So we want to make sure that we work on, this is that thing that you have got to get right. You have got to grind and make sure that it happens. We've got to make sure that the right hip points forward. So if you do this 3-step, if you go right, left, and then right, we want the right hip pointing basically at the target line here. Right hip's going. Cross step stays here. Stays here. And then coil. Right? And now it can come off the target a bit. Right? But since we want to save that coil for the last step, if you go right step, turn around backwards, and now this is not coiled. My hips and my shoulders are not separated at all. Right? I have not twisted my shoulder past my hips. So if I try to do that from here, now I'm this way, and I'm trying to throw back behind me, right? So you get into that. Your body doesn't like to do that, so it'll go here, it'll go backwards, and it'll go, okay, now I've got to swing this somewhere more forward, right? Where, we don't know. So just practice here. Keep this hip pointing forward. And if you need to feel it, go back and go right step. This is my hip turning forward, or staying forward, sorry. Staying forward. And then I can coil from here, right? So if you just need to put your feet together like this, everyone put their feet together for the X step. Yeah. right? If you need to put your feet together like this so you can start feeling this, okay, cool. And then put your feet like this, and then just sidestep this way, right? And slide your foot, do that. But you have got to nail down this position. There's just like no way around this work. That you've got to make sure that it happens this way every time. So, sidestep, it should feel just like this. Same thing, right? Sidestep. So, stagger the feet, sidestep. Sidestep, forever and all eternity. Have to have that. And then you can coil. Yes, Sam, we've got a video called 2 Lanes. Watch that video as many times as you need to get that. Plus, Mikey has crazy good graphics at the end of that. But that video has not been watched that much. That's probably our fault to an extent. But it's for sure the best video on that we have on our channel. And I think it's just really clear. So silver, learn the X step. You're going to have to do it eventually. So you might as well grind it out now. Let's see. Bing. Next, on the block. I'm the strong one. I'm not nervous. I'm as tough as the crust of the earth is. Dum, dum, dum. I move mountains, I move churches, and I glow 'cause I know what my worth is. Diamonds and platinum, I find them, I flatten them, I take what I'm handed, I break what's demanded, but under the surface. Pew. Very similar. Let's go here. So where's my start? 14 seconds, 16 seconds, and then it begins. See here, already turning back. It's going to continue here, falling backwards here. Coaching video reviews? What do you mean? Like you coach somebody and you want me to evaluate your coaching? Yeah, same thing here. Had to open up. Yeah, I would highly, highly recommend. Oh, we have a lesson later. Yeah, it doesn't happen here. We will talk about, I'll look at that before our lesson, and then we'll talk about it during the lesson, and we'll work through it. Yeah, so highly, highly recommend, like, starting to throw like this and just side on, right? Or even here, when we learn how to coil, so the most fundamental move, feet together, coil back, right? We're not here and we're not here, right? Every step of this walk up needs to be balanced and needs to be forward moving, right? So where this applies to you specifically is your balance. So if you're just starting, go as slow as this. As slow as this. Go. Step. Okay, this was a side step for sure, right? I'm looking at it. Boom. Another side step. Not turned around, still balanced. Obviously, when I pull my feet together like this, I'm not going to be like this because it's like tipping me over, right? So feel what it's like to move sideways with good balance. And then we coil this shoulder back here. You can slide the foot forward as you do this. So, but it should be a forward slide or a sideways slide. Boom. And then throw from there. Side step, and then eventually, instead of doing this, and I know nobody wants to do this, right? This feels like I'm babying you. But your body doesn't know these motions yet. So, like, you have to be babied in the beginning. Like, you have to get these steps correct. You have to have balance. You have to sidestep. They're basic moves. They're fundamental moves. But, like, you're just not going to get around it. So, here, balanced, balanced, balanced. Throwing balanced, right? Speed masks a lot of our lack of balance issues. Like you could never go and get in this position here without falling over. It's only because you're continuing to move forward that we don't see or feel that issue, right? So going this slow. And then eventually you get from there, here, slide the foot, cool. So here, slide the foot, boom, and now we've sidestepped with a cross. Boom. And same coil starts happening here. It does not happen before here. So right hip forward, and now the right hip can turn back, but not before that. I will say that if you see like the legend Joe Revere from Colorado, he's like got very backwards form. And there's like ways that works. Okay, where are we at? 2, 3, 6. 2, 3, 6. Here we go. By the way, I know you're thinking it. Like, man, is just Josh just drinking coffee? He didn't have any water? I do have a water cup over here, but also I drank a lot of water before I came in today, so I know you guys are concerned about my hydration. Just want to let you know it's there. It's there. So I'm also concerned about your hydration. Man, another happy disc golfer. This is just coffee. I wouldn't mind if there was something else in the cup, honestly, but it would make for a very, very bad form of use. I'd feel so sleepy. Like one beer, and I'm like, ugh, I take a nap. Okay, let's see again. Pro tip. If your throw, and not picking on him. But I'm just using this as a soapbox opportunity. If your throw happens in the last 3 seconds, then I only need a 3-second video. Unless you've got like routines or something. Okay, frame by frame. Frame by frame. How Eric Oakley of you. Seabass, don't look. Hips open. Lack of shoulder coil because they can't, because the hips are too far forward. Yeah, man. So you'd throw further if you just did the last step here, probably. Because this just gets you in a bad position. Kudos on the flexibility, though. I probably couldn't do that. Yeah. And the stop on the front foot. You understand that part. We just need to coil better. And I think the start of that is going slow. But you need to first find this position here. Knees bent over here. Right, a little bit of stagger since we're in a standstill position here. And you just need to learn this feeling here. The shoulders being back and the feet, this hip coming backwards. Right, as this shoulder goes, this hip wants to go. Whoop. Right, and then work backwards from there. But you want to make sure you've got boom, and now you can stop. I do like, there's another one from, or this is a kind of a knockoff of one of, I modified one of Andrew's drills. For me personally, it was this, boom, like kick the knee back. And if I kick the knee backwards, it coils that hip, right? And then you can get a nice hard stomp. So, kick. And now we know that the hips are back, right? It's not like that. It's not like, woo, doing that like soccer warm-up thing. We're not doing that with the hip. We're doing the inside one. So it's almost like whoop, bah. Right? Or simplified is just knee back, go. Knee back, go into your stop. Yeah. Boom. And then you can start adding steps. So then you can go right, cross, and practice like really coiling. Or another way to do it is to go right, cross. So let me clearly show the first way. Here's like an exaggerated motion here, where we come out of the X, boom, boom, knee, go. Second way of doing it would just be right, left, and then start click, click, and like sliding more and more and getting more and more of the right shoulder blade showing to me until eventually you can do it in one move. Like that. Pacha. Next one is 240. 24230. It's gonna be good. And then there was darkness. Oh yeah. Hey, yeah. Oh, is that you? Kids. Wow, so much good stuff happening. Look at this little finish here. Watch here. Good stop. And watch this. Everything's swinging up. Wow, so good. So good. Okay. So now here's what I don't like. Oh yeah, I don't want your foot to be pointing back and your knees like already turning away here. You see how you're pumping, your hips are all the way backwards? Yeah. Don't have your hips point this way. Point your hips forward. Your right hip should be forward here, so I should not see. If I was standing in front of you, I should not see your left butt cheek right now. Right? It should be hidden by your right hip. Right? So here's what we want during this stage here. So during this part of the walk up until the very end, I want to see this. So you need to make sure that I don't see any of your left bum, right? So if I go here, and if you're looking in front of me and I see this, oh no, that's an issue, right? So just hide that from me the whole time that you're up until the very last second. And then you show me, whatcha? I've got a left butt cheek, right? Sorry. We talk a little bit about body parts in my house with kids a little bit. So this isn't like a crude language in my household. So I hope it's not crude for your boy here. Boom, boom. So hide that. Hide your left back pocket from me. Don't show me that if you have a left back pocket on there. I don't know. Boom, boom. And then show me, right? So I should be able to, if you had something in your left back pocket, like money, if you had like dollar bills or something like there, I shouldn't know what dollar bill you have, or if you had like different color cards. I shouldn't see it until the very last second. And then you can show me, and then do the rest of your beautiful stuff. All right, and now just for dad or mom or whoever's got the video camera out, it's just really important that, hello, you use cues that are like big, broad brushstroke cues with kids. You don't want to use like super specific, like make sure that your right hip is doing this and your left hip's doing this. Like, they don't understand that. With kids, you just show them. It's just like, and it's just simple terms and phrases. And then they'll figure it out. With most kids, just like, do this, bloop. And they're like, okay, bloop, I did that. So, like this front part, he just figured out, or like watch somebody do. like the back end of his throw here, right here. That's like probably just stuff that he naturally did and wasn't taught, and that's like what looks the best. But yeah, he understands that he's got to like turn backwards and all that, and then spin forward and stop. So he goes stop, and then he unfurls the rest of it. He understands that broad idea. So cool stuff, though. Yeah, don't try to overteach your kids. They don't need to know the whys of everything. They just need to know, just do this. And they'll do that. So, kids will tell you if you over-explain. They're like, are we done yet? You're like, dang, I'm a crappy teacher. Thank you. Okay, what is your setup going to be for the Northeast Expo? Throw, record video, look at it frame by frame, kind of like this? Yeah, so we're going to have a net. We'll record the throw. They'll throw into the net. We'll record it. We'll look at it. And then I'll go over, like, very quickly what the changes are and, like, the drill or what not to practice that change. It's going to be very fast because Ben's trying to get thousands and thousands of people there, which I have no doubt that he's going to succeed. They're doing this very professionally, and he's already got him and his dad run expos in other areas. Just haven't run a disc golf one yet, but they just did like a fishing one. Anyways, so yeah, that's the format. Your fantasy, but it's done. You never see the stream with the eyes wide open. Yeah, who knows? Yeah, another backwards walking individual here. Yeah. And this is why when people are like, oh, I've got an early reach back, right? This is a good example of why you think you have an early reach back when really it's a walk-up problem. Here, like, of course, if your body's turned around backwards, the disc is going to be behind you. And now you're waiting on this front foot to hit, and the disc is like already out. But yeah, it's totally this. Move here. Don't twist there. So you're here, and then you go whoop, and you twist that back. Again, bend to the knees, This foot slides straight forward. Notice it's not turning, and I'm not dragging the heel forwards, right? I'm dragging the inside of this foot slides forward. Much like if I was going here, you can go as wide as you want here, and then going here. Man, it reminds me of a tennis serve. So here, slide. You should feel that. Slide. That right hip should be towards the target the whole time. Here, slide. Here, slide. I've got a student who actually legitimately changed his setup to this, where he goes, I'm going to do it as a righty. He's a lefty, but I'm going to do it as a righty. So he goes here, boom, and then he throws. Right? It's just a literal sidestep, and then he coils and throws. Right? So whatever you have to do, it's like, oh, I've tried everything. It's like, well, you haven't tried probably like going down as basic as possible in just purely sidestepping. Here, here, coil, good to go. And now throw, right? Just get yourself in this position, no matter how slow you have to go. Cool, cool, coil, good. Now go. Right, just that fast, like that's how you have to practice it until you can go, okay, now I understand what this sideways step is. Boom. Same thing. This leg sliding forward. It is a forward step. It is not. So if I'm going to you, the step is straight to you. It's not around here and now it's swinging this way. The step has to be a forward cross behind. That student with that was throwing just short of 400. Catch you later, John. Thanks for hanging out. But the thing is like if he's throwing like 350, the effort there is so minimal. It's just like clean. And he like doesn't even, like he just stopped doing the, like he went to the altered walk up there. He's been doing it for like 2 months. And yeah, his distance suffered at first, but now his distance is like back to where it was. And it's just cleaner. Just way cleaner. And so later when he goes to add stuff, it's like now his ceiling is just way higher. Okay, what am I doing? Okay, I'll have to deal with that later. here. We're getting there. 5 left. What is up, Tom? Grabbing the grub.
No. I played a quick 9 at
Timbrook.
I wanted to check out the other holes. It looks like it's gonna be a cool addition. It looks like a lot longer.
Yeah, something you can open up on.
Yep.
So many reviews today. Yo, Dakota. Actually, you wouldn't have seen that. Never mind. It's probably just in our email. But you're in our email. The Airbnb host for our last place just messaged me and said that there were like a couple things missing. Can you just tell him, like, just tell us how much it is and we'll just pay him. I don't want to go through any like.
Are you talking to me?
No, I'm talking to Dakota.
Okay.
So he was asking if like we broke or took it. Like one of them was a mug. It's like maybe we did accidentally take the mug. I don't know, but just tell us how much we owe you, and we'll just pay it. So,
forget it. We'll just pay how much. How much we talking here?
Yeah, I mean it's like the
you
thing.
You stole my mug.
Yeah,
you stole it.
It's like what could it possibly be? $50 at max.
Right.
So. Tell us what it is and we'll take the Airbnb towels. Yeah. Anyways, whatever. We'll pay and the Airbnb will be better. Get a whole new set. Whatever. Go crazy. Oops. This needs to go here. This is a long T-pad. Thanks, Joel. Sorry your country's not very fun to be in right now. Boom, boom, boom. So something I like to say is like, if off the edge of this T-pad there was lava, volcano, man eating butterflies, pros would be able to stop. Like, they'd have no issue. Maybe it'd be a little concerning, but see here, watch this. Boom, total control of his body. Oh, okay, never mind. I'll just let Mikey do it. Here, can you respond to this guy? He's probably mad that I didn't give him a 5 out of 5 star review. I gave him 5 stars in every area except one, and I gave him 3 out of 5. Anyways, so Simon does not come off of the T-pad here because of his balanced position and how he stopped at the end. He should have been better, but that's just how Airbnbs are, I guess. Yeah, just needs like a little more thought, and the space can be really good. I cannot wait to be an Airbnb host. Like, that is in my future. So the feel, right, and why we have kind of the up, down, up idea is it's balance. It's like all about balance. Here begins the like no way out situation here, because it's going to be kind of falling backwards, right? Boom. Here it is, and then here comes the pool with the head. Watch this. more falling backwards, right? And then boom, until eventually we sprawl out, our hands like in our follow through slows us down a little bit, but still not enough, right? And there's a point where when you throw, it's like when these guys are doing the 360s and the comp and stuff like that, or when they're trying to throw really far, like you can only send so much energy into the disc. It's not like they're going to totally stop and be like on a dime, but man, they do a really good job of stopping, right? So you want balanced. Yeah, he's probably going to send, I don't remember what he sent us last time. Did we have to pay Venmo or something, Dakota? Anyways, he'll send us info, and you can pay that.
What, you saying this has happened before?
Well, we wanted to get into that Airbnb early.
Yeah.
So he asked us for, I think, like Venmo or something, because the cleaners had to pay the cleaners $40 extra to get us in early.
Maybe you don't want me responding to this, because he's accusing you guys of stealing.
We could have. Like, I don't put it past us to have walked out with a mug. Like,
okay, I got you.
Yeah. I don't want it to come off as, like, harsh to him.
Okay, good. I got
I
you.
just,
I'm
like...
changing it up. This came across as, to me, as like, what the heck? You think we stole
Yeah.
things?
I'm pretty sure, like, we did break something. But the rest, like, the heat thing and all, like, he had a list there. I'm like, dude, I don't know what's up with all that stuff. Just, we very well could have walked away with it. So just tell him that, like, we could have walked away with something.
Yeah, I got you.
Just send us the cost of the items plus, like, whatever
I got you.
convenience fee we need to pay to make it right. So, and then we'll just take whatever hit there is to be taken.
Okay, but, I mean, do you know for a fact you broke something? Because that's kind of important.
I would have to ask, but I'm pretty sure... Well, anyways, I think somebody broke something.
Okay. I mean, that's like, again, that's... I'm going to let you respond to this.
Okay.
Because I can't respond from your perspective. I have no idea. Because, I mean, if you know you broke something, you should definitely say something.
Well, sorry, guys. I just want to get that out of my, like, to-do brain list. Okay, so here we go. So we don't want to be, like, falling this way. We want to be very in control, and we want to be kind of sliding this way. So gliding this way, you should be able to go every step. You should, for every step of your walk up, you should be able to prove balance. So if I do a full, like, 5-step walk up, which I'm saying full, not everybody does a 5-step walk up. Some people just start with, like, the left. And then Corey Ellis just starts with his right. But wherever you start, you should be able to stop and show balance. If you're feeling unbalanced and, like, you can't stay here forever, then you need to work yourself into a balanced position, right? And now when I take this next step where I step forward and I flare this foot, you know, like 45 off, still balanced. Could stay here forever, right? Now this right step where I'm forward with my hip, boom, still balanced, right? X step, I can pick up my left foot and remain balanced here, right? And then I can put my left foot down, obviously balanced here, right? I can pick my right foot up before the next step, balanced. And then slide and coil. You obviously can't like maintain balance here, right? Because you're moving, but there's dynamic balance, right? Where we're moving from a like centered position. And then throw, right? And then the matter of not going over the T-pad is making sure that when we get here, this is actually a stop. And then we throw from behind this. So we throw and we rotate with our body between our legs, right? It's not on top of and over this front leg. That's not balanced. That's our weight is standing on top of our front leg. So again, balanced every step of the way. Boom, 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 boom. Rotating here in place. And then the follow through can bring us up and around. Where are we at? 3, 10. 3, 10. Wait a second. I already did his. His name was different. Yay. Only 3 left. Three, 11. Now I just saw Cam in person. Where? In Atlanta. I don't remember. Well, we started with 23, and then we added about... But those two didn't count. So probably about 25 to 27. Oh, whoa. Cool. Editing. The T less traveled. He got a name for his YouTube. Cool. The T less traveled. Playing cool disc golf courses in places that you'll never get to play. Let's see, Cam. Boo! Wow. Some acceleration there. There's some violence there. Oh, you came to the master class, so you would have had everything. Big coil. Bah. Yeah, it's tough. For sure. But trying to keep your head and trying to keep your body stopped behind this foot more. Yeah. Like, don't let the shoulders continue traveling. Yeah. Oh, the misery. Everybody wants to be my enemy. Me. Upright here. Well, not upright. We've got this nice shape here, right? We've got the shape. The head's just squeaking a little too far forward. Let me go back to this frame here. Boop, boop. It's about the same. Here. Book, 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 book. See how he's still centered here? This is not letting like this upper body shift forward like this. Book, book, book. Here. Shoulders going up into the pocket, and then there's this little like dip forward here where they stop going up. So moving up, moving up, moving up. Here, they get caught, and then you start sliding the upper body forward instead of letting the shoulders uncoil up. And that's all part of the same deal here. Watch out. He lets his right shoulder freely swing up. Boom. Airplane. See that right shoulder's like swinging across instead of up. All right, friends, we're back. Dang, you don't have to yell it, Scott. It was just getting good. No sound. Right, so let me go back here. I was telling Cam here to make sure that he allows this right shoulder to clear up, allows this to continue going. That makes it so that you don't have to go here, and then when you push this forward, you kind of pull your weight and your chest over top here, right? And so we want more of a stop with the upper body. Like we want the balance to be better here at the end, and for us to have our rotation be tighter. So when we go like this is not a tight rotation. Now my rotation, so let me exaggerate so it looks really bad. Here, there, here, there. That would be very slow, right? But here, you can be much faster, much cleaner with. But once you start dropping that shoulder out of there, instead of letting it continue to swing up and around your center, now you start pulling this body forward too early. So work on keeping the body back at the hit. No, it does not cause a risk of nose up, because actually swinging forward causes, or swinging down causes the risk of nose up, because your body will go, oh, we're swinging down. Well, in order to not throw into the dirt, I'm going to pop my hand up. And so, but swinging that swinging up is just like consistent with the plane, right? So if I'm swinging up, I can still get the nose down. Let me just show you. Enough talk. Let's fight. Right? So here's me swinging up. Boom. Here's my nose down angle. Right? So nose down is like wherever you're throwing. Like if you were in front of the disc, you would see the stamp more than you would see the bottom. Right? So just because you throw up, like this would be throwing nose up and throwing up. You see here. And so now it's catching wind that way. Instead of here where you see the stamp, this is nose down on that swing plane. If I'm throwing an anhyzer at you, this is nose up. If I'm throwing an anhyzer at you, this is nose down, because you can see a little bit of the stamp. Right? So you can swing high, you can swing low, you can swing anhyzer, hyzer, flat, and all of them can be either nose up or nose down. So, and we know that because pros do that, right? If you just sit back and think, it's like, okay, these guys obviously throw far for like this distance competition, right? If you go watch the distance championships that Chris Taylor organized and filmed and got that beautiful video of, then you'll see that they're throwing up, right? Obviously, they're getting it nose down and throwing it high, so it's got to be possible. Yeah. Now, is it harder to throw nose down, throwing up in the air? Yeah, sure. How stable is Insanity? I love Insanity in other plastics. I haven't really thrown this one. It just came from when we did the Swanky Disc Golf video. This was like the starter pack one, and it's in a nice weight, 169. Ours that we have on the shop are fission Insanities, so they pop up a bit. It's really nice. Yeah, they pop up, but they don't like burn over. So it's a really easy like hyzer flip, and just like go, and those things go far. Yeah, the fission's a little bit flippier, so I would imagine this one's a little more stable, but I don't know. Okay. Bacha. So far, so good. Ayah! Backwards. This we open. See where the hips are at? Back. Right? So unless he's going to take this next step out towards us, his hips are going to open up to an extent. They're going to start twisting open forward. Here, and so we can look, see where his hips are at, right here. So pointing back maybe a little bit this way. I'll give him credit for that. And watch this. Bunk. Here's the weight on the foot, and now they've opened up here. Right, so we want to spin the last step coiling, not opening up. But we can't do that if we walk backwards at any point like prior to that, right? Especially during the X step, right? So this is coiling too early. Insanities are great. I left one on a field somewhere. I went to go pick up my disc after a clinic and could not find it. Are you good, bro? Colby's having a dream over there. It's like yipping. All right. Yeah, so during this last step, so this is actually where I would start most people, is during the last step, I want to make sure that we're here. And now I want, within our frame, to turn this shoulder so I can see your shoulder blade back. I want you to coil like that, right? It's important that you start there so you know what feeling you're trying to find. Right, so start here and go. Turn and make sure that you've got a mirror or something in front of you. I've got a camera. Make sure that you're not doing this, right? If we turn the hips completely back and we like twist these feet back here and we go here and we reach back, that's not coil. Coil is we keep the hips in place here. Now when we turn back, they've got some mobility and we want that, right? But once they stop, the shoulders can continue going. So I should see your shoulder, but I should not see your right butt cheek at all. Right? Here, a little bit of your left inseam, and then there. And this needs to be balanced, not tipped. Right? And throwing from there. So you should be able to go, whoop, throw from there. This also gets you that stop. Because you're going here, boom, and the hand's going out. Whoop, twist, go. Twist back, go. Right? And then once you feel that, then we can start looking for, during the walk-up, how do we make sure that we don't get into, like, don't get our shoulders and stuff back early? It's by making sure this final position that we hit, we're trying to get there. Oh, this is a Yoda rug. I just realized. So that would be with sidestepping. Sidestep, another sidestep with just a little cross, and now we go to the same thing. Boom. I should see shoulder, not right butt cheek. Step sideways. Step sideways, shoulder. I need to see your shoulder. The other thing is like you can think about taking this left shoulder or your off shoulder and punching that actually back towards the target this way. And that gets the shoulder turn. Boom, boom, shoulder turn. Right. But yeah, get this first. And then reverse engineer into your X step, which is just sidestep, side, side, coil. Even if you have to just do it like that. Sidestep, sidestep, coil. Yeah, I haven't thrown many Eclipse Insanities, but I have a feeling that would be a nice disc in my bag. All right, last form review. Yeah, same thing, except I'll add a drill here. So Mike, whenever you watch this, watch the previous form review and work through that. Because this is exactly, you see how your hips are back? All the way back. Yeah. The only thing I'll mention, additional to yours, well, I'll give you like some additional, yeah, with the arm. So when you're starting from the end here, notice how your hand is out in front of your disc. You've got a good like extension with the arm. You understand physically that this space needs to happen here, that you swing it out. Oh. All right, Mikey. I need another camera battery.
Hey, I wonder why maybe the port I have it hooked up to doesn't provide enough.
Energy to charge it.
Yes. That must be what it is.
Take that.
That'll work. That ought to do. Don't worry, everyone. Everything's fine. No need to panic. Yeah, that's like, I mean, really. Everything's fine. It should be fine. Oh, hey. I was like, it's mine. You can't take that.
This is definitely mine though. But yeah.
Yeah. Oh, it's the iPad.
You don't even like these.
Oh, it was just in my car.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
I'm saying you wouldn't want it anyways.
Oh, no, I definitely don't want that.
I do. I want. It's quite flat. I like it. Okay. So the last thing I'll say is you should work from this like end position, but make sure that you're getting the wrist curled here and the wrist is loose so you can go here. So you get more of a popping out the hand there, just more of a pa-cha, pa-cha, pa-cha. Right? So we want loose, loose. The whole thing, not just this. Full extension, which you already have. It needs to be loose. And then when you practice this position here, going into your backswing, make sure it's not popped out like that. You want it inside. Or neutral. Your wrist either needs to be straight or curled back is what I would recommend. Here, inside, boom, pa, pa. So I'd practice that. And then from here, you're obviously stopped from a standstill, right? So we need to get that same feeling with some movement. So I like a little rock here, back, boom, and your foot's gonna stop. Back, boom, the foot's gonna stop, and the hand's gonna go out. And you're gonna keep your head from going over your front foot like this. So here. Boom. And then, of course, when you work backwards, just like the previous form review, which you should already have this piece. But from the previous form review, we talked about the same exact thing where it's sideways, not turning back, not coiling until this last step. So. Yeah, I've thrown some of the Glow Insanities out of like a friend's bag. Now that I think about it, I remember I was down in like now that you mention it, I was down in North Carolina. I forgot to bring my bag, even though I was doing clinics with Brian Earhart, and I was just like making up a bag from my buddy's extra discs. and the Glow Insanity was in there, and he was like, yeah, it's just like a Firebird. And then I was like, no, it's not like a Firebird after throwing it. So it's like, it's very straight at higher speeds, but it's definitely not like a Firebird. Speaking of Firebirds, the cap wrap was not like as beefy as I was hoping, so it's still got a slot in my bag, just not like my flat and firm Firebird replacement. But I'm really, really jiving with the Chupacabra. So anyways, probably more on that later, but man, that's the disc I was looking for. So I bought 3. I bought 1, threw it once, and I was like, yep, I'm buying more. More clinics coming up. I'm going to be in Savannah at some point. I think that's probably my next travel clinic. We're working on how we distribute that information so that people can see it. So more on that to come. And then we'll do clinics up when we're there. When we're in the Northeast here, we'll try to set up some clinics surrounding that. So depending on where you're at. If you're not somewhere we're planning on doing clinics already, then the things that I look for and the things I need to consider doing clinics down there is I need someone on the ground that can help me find a place that I can run clinics without worrying about Parks and Rec kicking me off or the local municipalities kicking me off or something like that. I need to be able to obtain permission to use those fields or for it to be like a non-issue from the beginning. So I just need to have the right people to talk to. And whenever I go down, like I always pay, or I always offer to pay, like 10% of my income in exchange for the like logistical help, because it's easily worth 10% of what we're doing. When will you post your New England clinic schedule? Well, after I finish my lessons tonight, I'm done with January, so we'll be live stream offline. And we're back, question mark? Back or not back? Okay. I saw the KBS drop to 0. Yeah, I enjoyed it. I did some clinics in Kansas City last time we were there for Worlds. We stayed with our buddy David from Apollo Disc Golf. So, yeah, the hard thing about Kansas City is so far away that I've got to have the logistics a little more solid because I got to pay for a rental car. Or like fly and rental car. I don't think I want to do the whole 16.5-hour drive thing there again. But yeah, definitely a possibility. And yeah, we had a good time in Kansas. And even though we like threw the clinics on like super late, or we got them out there super late. But yeah, Kansas City is good. So yeah, all those places we're looking at potentially. I would like to travel probably a week every month and do clinics this year. Des Moines. I have to see. So ideally, it's like a week of travel, and I go to like 2 or 3 different places. So, for example, if we went to like Utah, we'd go to Ogden, Provo, and Salt Lake City. And that would be, I'd fly in, do clinics for a week or so, a week and a half, and fly back out. So, if there's permission there. I can set it up like, again, it's just tough to set stuff up from if I'm here and I'm trying to set stuff in Des Moines. Having somebody who actually has the authority and the ability to say, yes, we can find you a space here and we can get you permission. It's huge, which like puts stuff on them. So it's a bit of an undertaking sometimes. Some places like Kansas City, it was super easy. Holy crap, it was easy. Because man, I want to go back and find their name, but whoever was helping me in Kansas City, it was like, yeah, we've got great relationships with our municipalities, and here's the permit to use the field. And so we're on the field, and there's like this Pee-wee baseball impromptu practice or something that I feel like probably wasn't official. And it's like, okay, like we can stand our ground here because, boop, I got it in writing. So yeah. Yeah, the nightmare for me is I go to do a clinic, I go to do a master class, people paid $150 a pop, there's 5 of us there, and it's like, yeah, you can't be here. And it's like, what? I thought I was good. It's like, nope, I haven't heard about that. They haven't talked to us. Like, that's the nightmare for me. And you know, when we did our clinics in Atlanta, Walter Black, he scared me so bad. He came up and he was like, you can't do clinics here, because I told him like that was my fear. And I was like, wait, we've got permission. Please let us stay. But I was just like, we got permission. But he was like just yanking my chain. It was not. He got me good. I was like, dude, you had me squirming. Yeah. So. And I'd love to play Waterworks again. But yeah. Yeah, we're definitely looking January. So in January, we did clinics in Atlanta, and we had other stuff that we were doing in Atlanta. But then, so we had clinics in Atlanta, and then I did Fort Lauderdale, Orlando, and Jacksonville. So, and that was like, if those didn't work and those weren't profitable, then we wouldn't be talking about this right now. But it worked. Yes. David. Yeah. Waterworks was great. We were slaying. Me and Ben were slaying that course. I wish I'd put it a little bit better, because we were like, I don't know, 13 down or something stupid. And we missed like a 20-footer. So, okay, guys. Well, I'm going to get to planning the rest of... I've got lessons later tonight, and I need to plan for the next month or two with Mikey. So I'm going to hop off. Northeast Disc Golf Expo. I'll get it right one of these days. Northeast Disc Golf Expo. Links are in the description here. So grab a ticket. They're super cheap if you're in the area. Go play Maple Hill. You know, greens fees and expo fees, you're looking at less than $30. So grab a couple of your discs and sell them, and you're covered. Dang. Dude, 500 foot is just always cool to see. 500 plus, it's like nuts. It's like some cool stuff to watch. All right. Peace. This concludes the love stream, the Patreon love stream.